Well, on closing bell for West Africa, after obtaining the visa from the Surveillance Committee of Central African Markets, SIAT Gabon has launched its official IPO. And joining us in our studio in Libreville in Gabon is Gert van der Smissen, who is GM at SIAT Gabon. Good evening, Gert. This sounds like an exciting IPO. Perhaps give us the background to it and why you're doing it now.
Okay, so yeah, it's indeed an historic moment because like we already communicated 2 weeks ago, the COSIMAF gave their visa for a company which is the first company on the CEMAC zone to go on the stock exchange. And today we launched the subscription period. So from the 25th of March until the 19th of April, people can now start to subscribe and become a shareholder of our company. When we privatized some state companies here in Gabon, we made a promise to the then president that once everything is profitable, once we are making profits on an annual basis, we will sell back a part of our company to the Gabonese. And this is why we are now going on stock exchange as the first company ever in this market.
I see that you say it's 40% of your capital that you're making available, and each shareholder will have to buy a minimum of 3 shares. That sounds like a very low number. You're obviously hoping to broaden it as far as possible. What about the pricing? What kind of pricing and how accessible will it be to ordinary people?
Yes, so in total we are going to put 1.1 million shares on the market. And we intentionally reduced the value of a share to 28,500 francs CFA, which is about 45 euros or let's say $60. Why did we do that? Is because then it is affordable for a Gabonese to buy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shares. We put a minimum just to make sure that there is not too much administration work for the small shareholders. But we want that everybody takes part of this exercise. That's why we kept the value of the share quite low so that everybody can step in and become a shareholder of SIAT.
Well,
you have to know that the whole volume of the operation will be like 33 billion francs CFA, which is about 60 million US dollars or about 45 million euros.
Well, you say 3 to reduce administration. There's still going to be a lot of administration, and presumably you're trying to reach people who haven't invested before in this kind of thing or on the stock market. So
exactly.
a lot of education to be done as well, which perhaps will also come with costs.
It is a challenge, I can tell you, being the first one and on this market which actually doesn't exist because there are only bonds on the market. It is a real challenge, and I can tell you that day and night we're working around the clock together with the facilitator, which is the BGV Bourse, and with the BVMAC, which is the stock exchange which will be operational. It is a challenge for all of us, and we want to start, you know. That's why I think it's a good opportunity now for all the players in this new financial market to join hands and to make this as a success.
Your main activities, palm oil and palm oil mainly for export, rubber rather for export, palm oil and ranching for internal. What's the balance there like, and what are the kind of growth prospects that you're looking at as you list?
Yes, today we are 7 billion people. Tomorrow we are with 9 billion people. Everybody needs to eat, everybody needs to drive their cars. So there is a huge market waiting for us for palm oil and palm oil products, because you have to know that palm oil or refined palm oil is about in every food and soap product, and rubber, you know, car tires are needed. They need to be changed regularly, and there are so many more cars that will be bought by Chinese, by Indian, and even by the African market. So there are 2 big growing markets there. And then our third market is the local meat production. You have to know that everything, all the meat is imported in Gabon at huge prices because everybody needs to be flown in or frozen and brought up to here. So while we make fresh meat, so these 3 pillars, we make our company a sustainable one, which will be able to generate profits year after year.
Will there be any restriction on people selling shares? I mean, once they've bought them, do they need to keep them for a certain time, or is it going to be a completely free market in that sense?
Well, we will wait and see, you know. This market is a new market. It will be open only once a week on Tuesdays. So it is just the beginning of a new market. So our idea, our hope is that it will become a market which is open every day. It is the beginning. So we are the pioneers, I know, and we have taken the risk to go on the market because we know that we have a solid company and that we are ready for it. We did it before already in Nigeria. Presco PLC is one of our companies. Since we opened up the market there, the value of the shares has increased with a factor 50. So it's not our first operation, and we are confident that also here in this market our share value will increase and that dividends will be paid on a yearly basis.